What's going on, lads? Welcome to my latest video. Today I'll be showing you the best custom tactic that I've found this year, and what has worked best for me. Uh, Currently with this team, I mean it's not the most, it's not the best team. I'm currently sitting on a bank of about 400,000 coins, doing this team for my road to CR7 series. But yeah, this is the team that I've been using recently. It's given me 6 wins on the bounce, and yeah, it's just this custom tactic has worked a treat. I've used it in plenty of formations. Currently, I use the 4-on-2-on-2 second variant. I move Schürrle and Lucas as central midfielders, but I'll just run over my custom tactics for you, and I'll show you what I've been using and what I've found the best. So this is what I currently use. My defensive style, I have pressure on heavy touch. As you can see in the video that I'll show you just in the bottom right corner, I find this the best solely because if the opposition makes a poor first touch or a poor pass, your players are like a pack of wolves. They would chase the ball down, they would chase down the player that's nearest the ball, and it causes a lot of problems for your opposition. It leaves them, stranded. They don't know what to do with it solely because the game has either caused their player to have a heavy touch, or they've just solely made a poor pass on their part, and your players will just surround the player nearest the ball, and you've got a high chance of winning the ball back, quite high up the pitch as well, or wherever it is, depending on. But I also enjoy this because it holds whatever structure that you've got on your team. So whatever formation, you'll keep that structure, and your players will, they won't want to chase the ball as much. You'll see after the update, your players won't fatigue and you'll last much better across the 90 minutes against someone who's, say, using constant pressure. Constant pressure, it's good in some places, however, it does leave you really exposed. So as you can see on the thing there, if you're playing against a smart player, you're going to be left highly exposed. They're just going to exploit any gaps that you've left in your team. And, it's going to cause you some problems and you're going to end up with a high risk of conceding. So that's why I prefer pressure on heavy touch, solely because your players will keep the structure, makes it really difficult for your opponent, and you've got a high risk reward rate of winning the ball back. And yeah, that's why I prefer that one. So we move on to my width. My width offers is balanced. I've kept it dead in the middle, solely because you don't want to mess too much with your width. Your formation is your formation. As soon as you start messing about with your width and stuff, it's going to cause your players to go all over the place. You're going to end up with players that are playing centre mid who are almost going to be like right midfielders. Your centre attacking midfielder is going to end up, out on the wing somewhere, or, it's going to cause you a lot of problems. Again, your attackers, if you look here, your attackers spread, and, you've got no chance of, causing really many problems of playing through the middle. You'll have to play out wide. And a smart player defensively will stop you playing out wide, and then you almost short of options then. So that's why I keep mine balanced, because I find it the best defensively and going forward. Again, if you look down, my width is the exact same, keep it in the middle. So yeah, that's why I find that it makes your team really structured, and it goes hand in hand with pressure on heavy touch. Solely because your team will keep its structure. It won't create any gaps unless you want to press with, say, your central defensive midfielder, which is going to leave you exposed at the back. So then we'll move on to the depth. I've kept this on 3, because this stops the opposition playing any long balls, any over the top balls. Any overhit ones will just fall straight into your goalkeeper. Your goalkeeper will sweep up, and you can take that all day. The main problem that you may find with having a low depth is the lack of players that you'll have forwards when it's your time to attack. The problem you'll find with this is that because your players are so far back, your defence is so far back, you may struggle to attack quickly. But if you play smartly and you attack smartly and you wait for your players to come forwards instead of trying to counter-attack opponents every single time you get the ball, it's a really good tactic to use, because everyone on this game at the minute is using fast strikers, and they're using centre attacking midfielders. Your CDM with a low depth will cover that centre attacking mid and then 2 strikers. Your CDM will do all of that work on a lower depth, but if you put it on a higher depth, look, you're running a risk of them exploiting all the space behind, and your central defensive midfielder will be so high up the pitch that it will just be unusable. So if you keep your depth at around 3, maybe you could probably push to maybe the middle 4 or 5, but I've found the best for me being on 3. So moving into the attack, I like it unbalanced. I've found this to be the best for me because your players don't rush forwards. Your players will keep their shape again, which is key in this game. As soon as your players start going all over the place, it causes you a lot of problems attacking and defensively. I like my players to know. I want to know where they want to be at what time of the attack, and I can always predict what my next move will be. Being on this game, you need to be one step ahead. So you need to know what you're going to do before you've made your pass, to then know what you're going to do after you've made that pass. That's what the pros do so well, is they'll know what the opposition's going to do and they know what they're going to do 2, 3 passes in front. And that's why I prefer balance, because you get a rhythm of what you're going to do and where your players are going to be at what time. So that's why balance for me is the best. A lot of people will play fast build-up, and a lot of you in the comments will say, "Oh, I've been using fast build-up, it's worked for me." If it works for you, that is, your preferred choice. Again, you don't have to follow these custom tactics, literally everything the same. The custom tactics are there for you to figure out what makes you play the best. This makes me play the best as just a normal, casual gamer. I don't sit there for 6-8 hours a day just practicing playing FIFA every single day. But messing about with custom tactics, with different formations, different depth, width, going forwards, what I'm going to do going forwards, what I'm going to do defensive wise, balance is what I've found to be the best for me. Solely because fast build up has left me in games quite open if I lose the ball high up the pitch. As you can see, your holding midfielder in the little image below pushes up quite quickly, and you'll find that he will join the attack if you're using fast build up. But if you keep it unbalanced, as you can see, he's just there. You can go backwards, you can go forwards, and your players will only make subtle movements. They won't all bomb forward and try and counter attack. It's quite a patient build up, but it also allows for fast attacking as well, getting quick 1-2s in, making sure you've got them triangles, which are the best thing to use on this game. If you manage to create those triangles in game, they're really hard to stop for your opposition. So width going forwards, I've kept balanced again, solely because I want my team to be structured. I want a lot of the time when you're going forwards, if you've got width again out here, it makes it way too easy for your opponent to just step in, read what you're doing, and they'll do that all day long. If you're playing a smart opponent and they see how wide your team's playing, all you're going to want to do is play it out wide. Yes, your players may seem to be open 1 or 2 times, but a smart opponent will cut that out straight away, and then you've got no more options. So if you keep it unbalanced, you've got your players can move out, your players can come in to receive the ball. And again, it causes some problems for the opposition, and that's why I like to have my width unbalanced, solely because it confuses the opponent. The opponent doesn't really know what's going to come next. You can play it out wide or come inside. So players in the box, I keep this dead neutral again. Sorry, because I don't want players rushing into the box and leaving me exposed at the back, but I also don't want 2 less players, so that I want to challenge in the box. I want to see, maybe if I put a cross in, maybe I might get a goal from it, or maybe I might take a lucky bounce and someone who's waiting at the back post, but really I am at the front post and it falls to the player at the back post and it's an easy goal, it's a tap-in. But again, putting too many men forwards will leave you so exposed at the back that it just makes it too easy for your opponent. The goalkeeper comes out, claims the ball, and you're just going to be so exposed. They're going to play one ball over the top, or they're going to throw it out to their midfielder, and you're just going to be too open at the back. So keep it unbalanced, and you'll feel that you won't be caught on the counter attack just as much. So then corners, I keep this in the middle again. It just stops counter attacks. It stops the opposition. You'll always have 2 players back if you keep it in the middle, and you'll have plenty of players in the box. You'll have about 5, maybe 6 in the box. You have 1 or 2 on the edge, and then you have your 2 players on the back as well. This just stops counter attacks. If if it's late in the game and I've got a corner, I've got, it's quite a tight game, I've got a lead, I will go to 1, maybe 2 for corners, just to stop the counter attack. And if I'm looking for, a late goal, I'll push everyone for the corner. If it's a balanced game, if I'm controlling the game, I'll just keep it on neutral, because it stops the opponent from counter attacking. You always have 2 men back on the halfway line, so you've got no worries about being caught from the counter attack if the goalkeeper does come and get the ball. So then we've got free kicks. Rarely do you get free kicks from where it's showing here. I like to keep this again balanced. I like to use a little free kick technique where 2 players run over the ball just to try and confuse the opposition a little bit, and then I'll pass it to the side and finesse shot in to the back of the net, hopefully, subject to the opposition not blocking the ball. But I just keep this on neutral at all times throughout the game, because I never seem to really get hit on the counter attack from free kicks that I've had. So that's why, again, I'll just keep that on neutral. I never really see a difference wherever I move that. But again, putting it all the way up will just be a stupid decision, because you'll be left so exposed at the back. You'll have no one on the halfway line, and it's just 1 ball over the top. And again, 2 less people. It's going to be too easy to defend. So if you keep that on just balanced, you'll be living a dream. So with my instructions, I have my fullbacks and all of my defenders on stay back while attacking. This is because if you keep it on stay back while attacking, you're not exposed to counter attacks, which are huge. But also you'll notice that your fullbacks won't fatigue. They'll last the full 90 minutes. Putting them on balanced will mean they'll get forward a little bit more, but again, you're running the risk of them fatiguing quite quickly throughout the whole game, and that will cause you problems. So then I've got Fred playing CDM role for me. He's not the best, defensive player, but he's quick and quite agile. That's why I enjoy him there. So I've got him on cut passing lanes and stay back while attacking and cover wing. Cut passing lanes, everything that you do this FIFA is through interceptions. So if you put him on cut passing lanes, you've got a high risk of the AI taking control of Fred and just cutting out the pass that the opposition's made. You've retrieved the ball, you can go on attack. So stay back while attacking also stops them coming on the counter attack too. So that's why I use that. Then we've got my 2 central midfielders here that are both on the same. Stay back while attacking and cover wing. Cover wing because they're the wider players out of the 2. They offer the most width for the team. So I like them to cover the wing just to give my fullbacks a little bit of support when defending. And stay back while attacking, you'll find that your central midfielders will be up and down. If you find yourself some fairly attacking central midfielders but are quite balanced as well, they will get forwards quite a bit. Lucas and Shirley have both bagged quite a few goals for me in the past couple of games, so putting them on stay back while attacking, you're just trying to cut out as much of the counter attack and as much of the goals as you possibly can, so that you'll come out with a win at the end of the game. So then David Silva, central attacking midfielder, I've got him on just stay forward. That's the only instruction that I've changed for him. This just means he's on stay forward. You win the ball back with the defender. He's always going to be up there with your forward too as well. And you've got that triangle there. What I said earlier, if you've got a triangle, you're going to cause your opposition some problems. Getting yourself a good central attacking midfielder, will cause the opposition problems if they've got good passing and good dribbling and fairly decent shooting. So that's why I've gone for David Silva. I've got him untradeable. This is an untradeable team. But again, having that centre attacking midfielder on stay forward does cause the opposition problems. So then we move on to the 2 attackers, which I've got on the exact same thing. I've got them on balanced width solely because I don't want them going, drifting too far wide. Don't want them just staying inside, not giving me another option. So if I've got them on balance, they'll pick and choose whether they want to go wide or whether they want to come inside. And again, it causes some problems to the opposition. It causes confusion. If you've always got them on drift wide, the opposition's going to know that, and they're going to read your pass. So if you got it on balance, they'll go either side. So that's what I've found the best this year. So then I've got getting behind, just because it offers you you know, if you've got, as I said, a good centre attacking midfielder who's got an eye for a pass, getting behind is perfect. You'll see that you'll create a lot more chances if your players made a run in behind the defence and you've timed the pass nicely. You'll run away and you'll score. And then stay forward just to catch the opposition on the counter attack. Hopefully they're not using, you know, a low depth formation where the players are sitting back and, you know, they've got plenty of CDMs and everyone's getting behind the ball. But stay forward offers you the counter attack option, and it gives you a lot of room to manoeuvre if you do get a counter attack, especially with David Silva also on stay forwards. So yeah, that's my custom tactic that I'm rocking at the minute, and it's worked. It's worked a treat for me, lads. It's, you know, it's really improved my game, you know, as a player, and I found it to be the best thing that suits me. I was rocking 4-1-2-1-2 last year, and it was hitting me Elite 3, Elite 2 week in, week out, and I was really enjoying using it. This year I went to 4-4-2. I enjoyed it, but, you know, it wasn't the best for me. So if you're just a casual gamer looking for quite a solid structured formation, 4-1-2-1-2 has seemed the best for me. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this custom tactics video, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to smash the like button down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button also. And I'll see you all on the next video.